Here we will investigate the oscillations of a body which is floating inside a liquid. So I have this diagram wherein we have this liquid over here and there is an object over here which is floating inside this liquid. So how do oscillations come into place? Say for example, if I apply a force in the downward direction, the object will go down, will immerse a little bit more, and when I remove the force, what we observe is this object starts performing vertical oscillations up and down. And the objective is here to investigate those oscillations and check whether they are simple harmonic in nature or not. So let us say we have this object which is freely floating inside this liquid. It has a cross-sectional area A and the length immersed inside is L. Therefore, the immersed volume of the object, which we can denote by Vi, is equal to AL, the cross-sectional area into the length L, which is immersed there inside. Now, we know that when an object is freely floating inside a liquid, by law of flotation, for a freely floating body, we know that the upthrust Fb is equal to weight of the object. These two forces are equal and opposite. Therefore, this object continues to remain in equilibrium in this particular position. Now, what is upthrust? Upthrust is Vi rho Fg, and weight is mass of the body into g. Therefore, Vi into rho F is equal to m, where Vi is the immersed volume, rho F represents density of the liquid, and m represents the mass of this object. Now, Vi immersed volume is Al, as we have found out over here. Immersed volume is Al into, let us, this density of the fluid is equal to m. So let us call this equation 1. So I know the mass of the object in terms of density of the fluid. Now let us discuss the oscillations. So let us say I push this object down, right, to some depth. Let us say I push it down to object to depth y. So I will have a situation like this, probably the same object now will take up this particular position. And let us say this is y. The same object over here, I have pushed it down, I have applied a force, and I have pushed it down by a depth y. And when I release this, a restoring force which will come into play, because this object will try to go back to this particular position and it will start oscillating up and down. This restoring force which comes into play, I'm sure you have guessed, is because of the upthrust which comes into play, the extra upthrust which comes into play because of this volume, because we have increased the immersed volume, and upthrust is depending upon the on the immersed volume. So when I increase the immersed volume, the upthrust increases, and that upthrust tries to push it back, and that upthrust is basically the restoring force. So what is the value of this restoring force, which is essentially upthrust? So restoring force is equal to, I'll of course put a minus sign because it is acting opposite to the direction of motion. Restoring force will be equal to, again, the immersed volume, and the immersed volume, the extra immersed volume is this A, which is the cross-sectional area, and L. Correction over here is equal to minus A into y. Y is the extra immersed length into density of the fluid, rho F. So this is the extra, and since it is force, I'll put G over here. Right? So this is the restoring force which comes into play, which tries to take this object back up and start the oscillation. If this is the restoring force, what is the acceleration of this object? So I have applied a force, it has got immersed increase, and it is now starting to go up. When it starts to go up, or during any point in time, what is the acceleration? Acceleration will be the force upon mass of the object. The force is restoring force, so it will be minus Ay rho F into G. The mass of the object, we have found out the mass of the object is A into L into rho F. A into L into rho F. So A rho F, so minus G upon L into Y. Therefore, I can write down alpha is equal to minus G upon L into Y. And again, we have got an equation where G and L are constant. G is the acceleration due to gravity, L is constant, it's not going to change, and therefore alpha is proportional to minus Y. And therefore, the oscillations are simple harmonic in nature. Finally, again, if I rewrite this equation over here, alpha is equal to minus g upon L into y. I want to find out y upon alpha. Y upon alpha will be L upon g minus, and time period we know is 2 pi into displacement upon acceleration for simple harmonic motion. So this will be 2 pi into square root of displacement upon acceleration is y upon alpha is equal to L by g. L by g. Again, we have ignored the negative sign. Therefore, t is equal to 2 pi square root of L by g. Again, this equation looks very similar to the equation for time period of a simple pendulum. Right? The only difference being L over here is the immersed length at the beginning, right? Whereas in case of simple pendulum, it is the effective length of the pendulum. Right? So we can again see a lot of similarity in the examples that we have taken. And now I'm sure you have got a very good idea about how to look at objects which are performing oscillations and how to check whether they are performing simple harmonic motions or not. Thank you.